Hello and welcome back to the FPS series part 41. To start off, we're going to set this to the correct value, which is current MO5, and then let's move into the actual SO game object, the asset. And in here, you can now check these settings, copy them for yourself. So to start off, we can already see the name and the things that we set up, the time between shot, magazine size, max shoot range, and the recoils stuff. Then we have the icons. So I have actually set this to 7 as I was looking better for a pistol. And then in the icons, we actually copied this one. I copied it and then selected the one over here, renamed it to PM40, hit the apply button, and the job's done. Make sure to assign it in here, and then we can already see a problem. So we can assign the wrong animation controller. So we can see that we can actually just duplicate this for first one, as we always do, and this one is instead now a PM40. Now by doing this, it didn't help a lot because we still have the same animations. So let's go into the animations folder in the weapons and duplicate the FAMAS folder as well. So duplicating this, we can call it PM40 instead. Then we also need to assign these ones to the animated controller we just created. So if you forget that, there's no point, because then you'll make a mistake. So you can see the wrong idle is assigned. Well, I'm not sure why Steve Og is assigned. I think I just not clicked on the correct one. It looks like I've kind of messed up these animations there, because if you check this one out, this is the FAMAS weapon controller, and this is the Steve Og. So clearly messed these up. So basically what I need to do here is I made a mistake myself, and this is my own fault. It might not be with you because I got you to do it yourself. So basically this is here and this is here. So okay, now it makes sense. So if you just select the FAMAS weapon controller, double click on it so it opens it here, then you'll see we have assigned the correct one. So yeah, that was confusing. So I need to delete the PM40 folder again and duplicate it again, call it PM40, then select, double click, and assign these idle and the reloading animation. So that has been done. Now what is left? Well, the actual animation is still bad, so it's still not done yet. So for that, we're gonna use our nice notes that we created. Oh yeah, kind of notes. I don't know what we sure is to assign a different audio, because this is pistol, so you can assign the one that you would like the best. So I think I can get this one here. It's I think it's okay. So yes, that's it. And in the next part, we are going to make the animation alright of this video in the next part, not in the next part of the series, in this video, in the next part. Alright. So enable our window, select the PM40 weapon, and let's go into play mode. Select somewhere else before actually touching, because you might move this, because we're going to use the global axis. Alright, so we can change this to reloading, and in the reloading animation, if we hit preview, we can see a good bug here, which is not at all good at all. Yeah, it isn't. So I think the mesh rotation at default, what is the mesh rotation? It is -80 and 180. So to start off, we're going to set this to -90 and 180. That means that at this frame, x-axis is -90 and y-axis is 180. Now previewing it, we still have other issues, but we can see that this is no longer the problem. So the mesh rotation, of course, we still have this problem with other keyframes. So what I'm going to do instead is just come out of preview, copy the component rotation, and just paste it on all of the frames. So this is the 8th frame, I think. Yes, and we can just paste. We can't, because to enable recording mode, then paste rotation, and same for all of the other keyframe parts. So paste rotation again, and then I think it's changed over. You can actually use the curves tab, check up on the axis, so that'll show us at least one rotation, and then we can come ahead to it's again modified. So it's modified at, I think, this frame 81 or 80. So paste again rotation, and then at 90 paste the rotation again. So paste rotation, and then finally at the actual end of the animation, which is 122, paste the rotation. Let's move back to dope sheet. Alright, so we have now got the mesh idle, like it's just not gonna move, but it is moving still for some reason. You can see I did not assign anything in this case. That's because the X rotation curve was being modified instead. So I just did not select the curve frame, 60. Now here if I paste it, I think we're not done still, because you can see this glitch. So 98th frame, paste rotation again. Now this should be done. Oh, it's still not done. 105 frame rotation again. Alright, so this has finally been done. The mesh is now an idle, I think, so yes it is. Always like that for now. The next one to change is the left hand IK position, and for that you're gonna go into the mesh, select the left hand IK. So to modify this one, start off, we need to again come out of the preview mode, select the actual pose of this, hit the record button, paste in the current pose, and just like that for every one of the keyframes in which it is keyframes. So we're gonna use the curve again. This time we have these nice looking curves. Okay, and if we drag this, we can clearly see it was modified at 8th frame, so we can paste that in the values. Then we can see at the 15th frame it was modified, we can paste it again, and then we can see that it was done on the 40th frame, so yep, then paste it again. And we're just gonna do this all together. So 30, 60. Done. So I hope that our hand it is not moving, right? That left hand is in, but the right hand is. So let's fix the right hand next. So, but we still haven't done the rotation, have we? I think I was pasting the component. Yeah, so that is done anyway. Rotation's auto fixed. The real pull pin will be done after the right hand, I guess. So first I'm gonna do the right hand. Let's turn off the preview mode, select these, copy it on its normal idle, hit the red button and just paste wherever it was being modified. So it's modified at 90, paste the values. It's modified at 95, 98, 98, so I'm pretty sure it is. Paste again. And then at the 105, so I'm gonna do this again. Okay, so we have two hands which are just gonna be idle. The last one left to fix is the loading pin. Then we can actually start animating, like really animating, not just having some basic idle animation. So that is the reload pull pin. Let's turn off the preview mode again, copy the current position, enable it, and we can then start by pasting stuff. So we can select the, where's my, yeah, here it is. And now the problem here is I need to paste the position only, not want to get the component. Well, I have to, and nicely it's not actually modifying it, so that's good. Let's just continue doing it this way then. It seems that it was correct at this point. I'm just still, yeah, you can see it was moving. So just make sure you do every keyframe don't want to miss out, because if you do, then you might have some odd movement. 40th frame, paste the component values here as well. Then go down to 60 frame, face the component again, go down to 70, not 70th one, face the component one more time, make this slightly bigger so I can see those nice keys, keep pasting it in there, don't let the pull pin go anywhere. Alright, 90, move on to 98, or is it 99? It's 98, paste in there as well. See 105, and then we can see the 115. It's completely messed up there. Paste values again, then 119, and finally 122. Okay, so we just revived the animation, like reset it is, but we still have the keyframing, everything correctly there, but the positioning is now normal. So it is now time to actually modify stuff like the mag. Well, we don't have to modify the mag because the mag's gonna come out on its own. And kind of, we actually have to, because if you see, we must. So now I think we can do a technique here, is see this mag's gonna slide out. And how's that gonna happen? Well, let's just start off and see what we'll do. So to start off, you can see that at the frame rate, so you can check this out. Green frame, catch mag in original position. So it's just gonna catch the mag. If we come here, so for this I need to go to the code and just have a look at how it's done again. So in the reloading, this is step 1. We just child this thing to that. Now I'm going to try it out. Let's see what happens. So if you select the mag game object and it's underneath mag parent, it's over here, right? It's over here. So now, because after the mag is instantiated, it's considered active, and then it's going to return it back to the mag parent dot position, and that is a small issue. There is a small issue here. So when it's going to send it back to the mag's original position, it's going to snap it back in there. That would kind of mean that our hand needs to try and pull it out. Well, it's actually this big part, so we're just going to catch this like this. Alright, makes sense. Don't need him to catch it with the whole angle. Just pull the edge of it and get it out. So, well, if that is so, let's start. So let's select the left hand IK transform. Start by dragging it lower. Alright, okay. Then, because I think it should be this way, just rotate this at 90. No, come on. Which way should we do this now? Well, I think we can just angle this towards the side, somewhat like that. Maybe rotate this on that axis slightly to make more sense. I'm not sure why I'm not getting any help. Well, that's because I'm not using it. Then slide it on the left side, slide it backwards, just slightly, so it's got the back. You can rotate that on that axis again, like this, and then back again. Come on, that doesn't look good. I'm gonna get a workaround, so maybe catch it like this instead. And snap this up there. Okay, I'm not upset with that. I still think we can make something better than that. Do this. Then angling it back here. Alright, so that looks good to me. And whatever looks good to you is your wish. So we are still animating it, and we've got the first keyframing done. So you can see just skids his hand downwards, and if there's any clipping going on, I'm gonna have to keyframe the 8th frame as well. So you can see that right now in the 8th frame there's nothing going on, which means nothing. will happen. Let me just make this slightly wide so I can actually just have a look at every single frame. So at a moment the hand does not go anywhere, and this point we need to like calculate it in the center. So that would mean the center would mean if it's 10, if we set this to 10 and we're coming from 15, this should be set to 12.5, and I'm gonna do some math here. So this should be minus 16, and this can be 1.2. Bring it closer to calculatable things like. So now if we have 16 and 15, we can blend them, and in between we can find our friend minus 70. Similarly, from 0 to 1.2 division, you get minus 0.6. So 75, we come down this and we come back. Well, actually it's not 75, we need to come to 60 something, like I think minus 67.5. Yes, that should make sense more. However, we're still not getting position, we're getting some rotation still. So for that, I'm just going to do this manually. Let's drag it slightly lower. Alright, that looks good, nice motion. Then we can move forward. Now we've done this, we're going to catch the mag. Okay, fine, not going back up. Instead, in the temporary notes, we can see 3980. Well, let's remove that. 14 instantiate new mag. Alright, select the left one, drag it down. And before I just finish doing this, instead what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually use the mesh rotation to help me out with the angle. Make this look like this somewhat. Minus 75, 7. Right? Maybe that looks good. It does to me. And you can set this to minus 85 in this case. Okay. And now, at this point, this can be set to minus 80. I won't move these, so basically on 48, basically it drops the mag kind of. It says instantiate new mag, so that means he dropped it, which I think will just be a simple sideways. So that would mean I can just drag the slow down, rotate this way, angle it that way, more rotation on this axis, slightly more on that axis. And it's gone, so the mag is fallen out. Maybe more like that. Okay, now we can just test. So you can see after he gets the mag, it's gonna just start by going ahead, dropping the mag on the floor, which is quite easy, and then on the 60th frame he wants to get out a new mag. So he just enables the new mag just to give that effect that he's enabling it. So getting a new one out as if, of course that's how games do it. It's not really getting any new mag. Just see that. I can drag this here. Use the snapping tool to get a nice accurate rotation. Assign it over here. Oopsie, that wasn't expected. Now I'll just go back to recording mode to the frame we were working on, 60, not 50 or 50. So basically the angle slightly this way. Then you can just drag this down, drag it down, rotate it back like this, straight almost. Increase the height, change it on this axis, take me back from the side. Okay, fine, that looks good. Then after is okay, let's drop the mag, go and select the nice thingy, and then we're back at 71. Now, is that actually a frame? has to make it. No, it means 80 put back the mag. The original position is that at the time. So what we can do is just cut off the curve for this moment here of the left hand IK position and rotation. And that's not at all hard. All you need to do is come down here and you can select this curve, and if you just delete this key, like delete keys, you'll see how it's going to start blending. So still we don't want any framing going on at 75. It was 80, so we can again just drag these and delete these keys as well. So it causes a nice effect already made for you. But of course 80 frame, we want to put it back, not select the gun itself right away. So instead just come to this position where you actually took the mag out, copy it and paste it at 80th frame. So 80, paste the frame, and we've got the animation. And then now let's just make sure we're not doing any clippy stuff or something. Take out the mag, we're going ahead straight up. Alright, now let's see when it comes back. 90 and pull the reload button. I didn't get this. So when does the actual hand come back? I think that's the point where it comes back. So that would mean 80th frame we need to be off again. Like we need to take off the curves. That means select this curve and delete the keys of it. Come back here and select the 90th frame. And I think it's already done correctly, because if you just copy this component, enable recording, there's no difference, but still you can still do it as you wish. So I think that's the yeah, I think so. It should be it for the first part of the video if the animation is complete, but I think it's not, because you can see we still don't have the pulling of the pin. You can see we take the mag out and just back. So quite good by now. So far so good. Now we need to move to 105 and focus on how we're gonna get a mag. After that, we'll see what we need to do. So now I'm gonna get the left hand to do this as well. I'm not sure how it's done really, but I think it's possible for the left hand to do it. So just for some, I think I prefer that. So instead of positioning it there, we are going to position this, slightly offset it on this side. We just came at this position, but not really. So you can see, put the mag and then it comes out at this position. And because you might not like this clippy effect, you can just slightly pull it ahead so it looks better. And now at 105, according to our notes, start the pulling, which means grip the top part. So that means I need to just drag this guy, his hand, which is not really doing good here. It needs to catch this, alright? It needs to catch this, okay? So if we just rotate, oops. No, come on, I need the snappy trigger. One more snap. Right, so we're here. You can see that it's almost making sense, but not yet. So let's make this angle slightly more that way. And because we have this space in between, we can make use of it by doing this on this side. Select the arrow tool, slightly backwards, and what we need to do now is actually rotate the weapon, the mesh. So if we do modify this one, it will not modify. Just come out to that. Instead we're going to use the recording mode one. So we can just modify this side just slightly. I didn't mean to do a lot, so we still haven't done by assigning this hand to the correct point, which means we're not done with it. And now we can actually start rotating it this way down way to make the hand feel better. So that is that frame. Okay, at 90 frame we take our hand out. We're going back some, I don't know what the heck's going on here. And for that reason, because I don't know what's going on, I'm first gonna have to set this. I want to just set this to 190 first to make it look better than it was. And not only that, I need to make the hand feel better. So at 90 it goes like this, like it's, I don't know what it's doing. That means I need to come over here, this frame, and copy the left hand IK transform. Well, actually I could just delete those curves, so why not just do that? Just select the curves which I can find, which I can't find because there aren't any, which means there aren't any, and that means we are clear to go. There's surely one, no there isn't, so that means that we just need to position this slightly on the side, drag it upwards. It's getting ready to take it with the hand there, and when he's taking it, you need to just lift it slightly above and rotate its axis. Alright, so that looks good. We got the nice back of the gun, and it needs to be pulled. So to pull it, firstly we need to make sure that the weapon actually has the reloadable pin keyframe at this point, so we can find that out by checking. So the curve is assigned. That means that we're ready. So at 105 start pulling, and then at 115 reloaded. Now reloaded means it was actually loaded. That means the end of loading. So 105 we can copy the current left hand IK and then move all the way till 105. Alright, all the way 105. Paste in the component values, and we can just, I think, make the mesh rotation X change towards this angle downwards. I don't know, but I think so. I'm gonna set that way, and I'm not sure why this isn't 0 at this moment, and why this is at 190. That seems okay now, right? Okay, and now actually putting the object. So to do this nicely, what we can do is select this object, go up here and set the increment snapping to enough. So if you just try it out, it's just too much right now, but we'll be able to find out when we actually move the actual, not the receiver, the actual, where is it, this. So when you moved it, select local first. Now that is too much for sure. Try out 0.1, and that is exact amount, I think. That means that we can actually just select the left hand IK transform and select it in global mode, snap 1x behind. However, we need to make some slight changes to make it feel better. Pull the trigger, and that looks satisfying. However, it's not done yet because we still have some small issues, and that is the arm is very much twisted, but that isn't really what concerns us. And if I just make a final change, almost there, that makes good sense. So that should be it for the animation, but we still have a small amount of piece left, that is to quickly put the thing correctly back on. So we can do that quite easily. Leave the mag, it's gone all the way snapping back in there, and the hand is just got a bit muddled up in the wrong position. This rotation, we can just angle it back slightly, and yep, So that's pretty much okay to me, and I think it's okay to you as well. So that's the first part of the video. In the next part of this video, we're gonna allow the SOs to modify some more settings that they should be able to. Alright. Done now is I have set up the fire point correctly, just positioned it at the correct position at the tip of the weapon, and also the muzzle flash effect, it is right here. You can have a look and you can copy these settings. So let's go to and then I also made this a prefab, so you can see it's a prefab. So let's go into the code and add its own weapon clipping settings. So to do this, what we're gonna do is add a new public field, and this field is for the weapon clipping settings. So let's have a look at how we've done it up here. We should have a weapon section, and here you can see it should have got a weapon clipping settings, and it's called the clip prevention settings. So here we have the clip projector, the clip visual, and we have this spinal sets, the position, and all that. So all of this has to be in our own script as well. So if we just paste it like that, first of all, it's a serialized field and it's private, so we need to make it public. And then it needs to be hide the inspector, because we're going to serialize it this time. So that is a hide the inspector. It's called clipping settings. Add some commands just to make it better. Alright, so we can go down now and use our SO editor here. So where we added it underneath the weapon type, so we need to use that place. It's right here, and if you check it out, we have weapon type, firing type way down there. So I think we can just take this one up and put it underneath, because it makes sense. Not here either, underneath over here. So this is what it makes. We can actually just add a header as well, and say what is this? The clipping settings. Save that, and now underneath this we can start by adding a new serialized property. So in this serialized property, we're gonna have to set up all of these new variables. So just paste it like that, and then paste it multiple times. Mutation is one of them. We need the box car size and the box car size script as well. So that should be enough. We still need to serialize it. So to do that, we need to come underneath here and find the actual property. And we can do that by just copying this one and setting the new position instead. Setting it to our new position. So make sure that's correct, and then you're good to go. So now we have the actual references. Let's just draw that property field, and it has to be underneath all of this. So this means draw property field, and we can just pass in our nice variable, and that is called the new position. Paste it 4 times. One of them is mutation, not position, and boxcar size, boxcar script size. So that is my clipping, and yep, I think we should be able to see the fields at least. So let's go into these structural objects, and yes, so we can see these nice vector 3s fields for our settings. So I'm going to do them together. So we still need to get a new vector 3 for the camera positioning. So let's create 2 new ones. Basically they are going to be public. You can add a header and say camera positioning, and we can just add one of these. So just gonna call this one the camera normal position, and then just copy and paste it one more time, make it camera aiming position, and then maybe a third one as well as the camera clipped position. So that's 3 of those. You should see now 3 over here, and that's not visible because we have not assigned anything correctly yet. So let's create some new serialized properties, and the first one is the camera normal position, and paste it 3 times, 3 of them. One is camera aiming, camera clipped, and then we move on. We can see we still need to add this reference, so we can add for the camera normal, and then just copy this whole line, paste it twice, and that is it. So we got the references. Now we just need to draw them. So this is for the camera. You can say draw property field, and the first one is the camera normal position, then paste it twice, and for the camera aiming position, and one for the camera clipped. So now we should be able to see our settings. However, there's still no point. So first of all, I think I need to add a space, but right now there is no point because there's still no difference, as the settings won't affect the actual controller. So that looks better. Okay, so now let's actually make use of them, and it's quite simple to do that. We just need to hit command on this one. So use command slash or whatever shortcut you have, and that should be it. So we've got the, I think we still have missed out one of them, so we still need to change the clip projector. Oh no, we don't, because clip projector uses it. Now let's go back and load the errors, so let's fix them. So you can see we have this error. It is saying that we are modifying the scale, but we can't find it. So all we need to do here is say current weapon dot boxcast. Now insert the weapon data, and then the boxcast clip size as it was. Copy it and paste it underneath. This is for the boxcast size. Then this long line of code here as well. And if boxcast is being used anywhere else. Now for the boxcast clip size, this is assigned here again. And then we have this one here. We need to assign current weapon data. I think it was weapon data, that mutation. And then similar for the position, but it's position. I think we just fixed all of the errors, and we should be able to now modify custom from here. So to continue, I have already checked quite a few weapons, so I know some of them are not okay, but I'll leave that to you so you can fix them yourself, like assign the correct position. Now remember, this is gonna assign the I think it's the local position, right? We haven't actually changed this position yet, so we're not still done yet. But you can assign these correctly yourself, like set these to what you like. You can test with every one of the weapons, but right now we need to still get the camera to actually set itself to our weapon. So what we can do is simply go to the player camera region, move on there, and in here we can just say, okay, camera holder aiming position is equal to. So now I just want to see if we're actually modifying it anywhere. So you can see there's no modifications here, can never modify it, which is good. So let's just set it over here to our current weapon dot weapon data dot camera holder aiming position. Camera holder aiming has been done, so we can just space from the top and then below. This is for the camera normal, camera not clipped, not aiming or something, not aiming, and then not aiming again. Camera holder clipped is towards the camera holder clipped, camera clipped position, camera normal position. Alright, so set alright, so that makes sense. So now what you'll notice is when I hit the play button, everything's gonna fail, because everything is gonna try to go directly to what we have assigned in our scriptable object. Our camera holder is just down there. The problem here is if we move away, it's failing. We do not use the local position. Instead, we need to modify the local position only. Save that and come back in here. And now if we press play, so it's still of course bugging, but you can see that it's way better than before. And now we can actually control the difference. So they're all currently set to 0, and we have a PM40 in our hand, which means if I just modify this, wait a minute, I think I actually, yeah, okay. If I just change any one of these, so this is the normal position, we can just change it directly from display, which is very good. And I can already see that I need some offset on the Z, so I just need to come slightly ahead. I need to move slightly on the left, maybe slightly lower. Maybe that looks good, I don't know. 0.3, 0.25, 6, 0.7. And then maybe move slightly behind again. So I think that looks pretty good to me. Alright, okay, that's one of them. About the aiming, so let's just copy the normal position first, space them in there. So paste, you'll see there's no difference in the aiming and not aiming. To make a difference, all you need to do is just right click first, and then you can modify real time. So now we can bring this in the center. 0 is not the center, 5 is in, 3 and 2, and it's 0.02 I think. So that's, and we can just drag it slightly. Not what I tested is. Okay, not bad. I think we need to drag it slightly behind and higher maybe. To 8. Maybe lower a bit. Okay, so that's good enough. And now what we need to look at is the camera clip position. So when you come in, clipped here, there's no change, of course. So the only way to test it is to actually set these correctly. So what we need to do is come out of play mode again. And we need to now enable our nice projectors, the visual editing tool, this nice thing we've made. It's going to change the scale dynamically depending on the condition. So you'll see how it's set to 0. That's because it's set to 0 in the code as well. So let's change the camera boxcar size, and you should see some difference. It's still not coming anywhere. Because there have to be more than 0. You can see how it's playing. So let's set them all to 1 right now. So I can see the x-axis needs to be divided by a lot of numbers right now. And I can also see that the normal clip projector position needs to be modified because it's currently over here, and that doesn't make sense. So I've forgotten to add the clip projector position for some reason, because we still need that, and without that we should not be able to do anything. Because yes, we don't have the clip projector settings, and we need to add that. So that's quite simple. We just need to come over here and add a new vector 3, and this will be the main vector 3 right at the top. And we can call this the clip projector position. Alright, then just copy this thing. It is above the new position, so let's find new position and just create this URL properly. Paste it there. Copy the thing again. Above new position again. Paste this. Copy this. Paste that. Paste. And we've got done. And then just copy this again. Above this again, we need to create a new one. So that should be done. However, I'm just going to quickly go and just do it correctly. So let's go and find the clipping handler. That's in play weapon, handle shooting. We have what to shoot method, handle aiming, handle loading, time, and the weapon type. So right at the top, we're just going to say, okay, clip projector dot local position is equal to current weapon dot weapon data, and this is the clip projector position. Now if we move back here, we should be able to modify the clip projector position as well, and that's pretty good because we need that. And you can see how everything is just alright now, because 0, 0 is I think the correct point. However, it isn't, so we can see that we need slight offsets. Let's just make it smaller first. 5, and then offset. So let's do 0.02, and the job is done. Then we can actually offset it on all axes. That means I can actually just modify this axis. It's all local, so that's pretty good. Then setting this to 0.1, make that too small. 0.2, 3, it's too big still. Setting it to 0.2 is going to be better. If you drag it down so you can see the difference, then we can just make this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 5 was doing well. Let's just add slight offsets, and I think we need to have slightly more big on the y-axis, the x-axis. So that should do it. And now the actual length. So that's already too long, you can see. And then we need to actually change the z-axis on this side. Alright, and that's going to need some scaling as well. And then just for a nice preemptive one, we're just going to set it to a little bit extra on the length. Something like, where's the length on this one? So now we will still have some stuff going on. However, we can fix this now. Is to just copy the original cast size and then increase it by a small amount. So I'm going to talk about the small amount later on. Currently there's no clipping system going on because the new rotation and position have not been assigned. That's why it doesn't look good at all. So let's fix that as well. Should the camera clip position firstly has to be somewhere about 0. I don't know. And if we change the rotation, you can see how we can change the rotation to get a preferred value. -50 is going to be straight. and then modifying the x-axis. Rotating it more on the y-axis. That's not where I want to go. Not up either. Forward. Forward slightly more. I think I can just reset all these, set this to -50 and change the x rotation all the way down to 90, and then just drag it lower. So this is giving some odd funny results, but and I'm gonna have to reset it again. Okay, so I will have to get around this first. I think I can use the z-axis to just rotate it down, and I think we're done. Are we? Not yet, because it's a problem. Problem is not simple. We need to move this forward 1 unit. And now if we just rotate this more on the z-axis, slightly that way. That was too much. Alright, so we have done it, so I think that's good. Is it okay? Maybe if I can just adjust this arm slightly, change the Y rotation equal. This axis I'm going to modify. This is the x-axis. I'm going to drag this back. So to do that, we need some minus 1, 2, and I think we've got a key point. So minus 1, and it's already too much inside, so just drag it ahead. Then you need to drag it lower, not so high. So that means you need height allowance by 1, 2, and I'm happy with that, so I am not upset. And no problems. Let's come back. Okay, I think we've done our clipping system. We still need to make sure that the clip projector box cast size when clipped is slightly bigger. So if you have a look at the box right now, if you just look at this thing, it looks alright, but you don't know what's going to happen if I come point where it's just taking the breathing. But I think I'm quite lucky that it's not happening. So I'm sure it will happen. So I'm just going to increase them all by 0.01, setting it to 0.07. 0.2 is enough. And the Z actually, what we care about is this much. So now we can fix the camera clip position. See how we are actually looking through some object. So quite simple. Just get the camera in and paste, camera in and paste, camera in and paste. Okay, so good. And now, as we've done one of the weapons, I've shown you how to use all our settings. We're still not done with the setting system because we have not added the UI weapon settings yet. We'll add it right now because I don't want to do another video on this small topic. Let's move up to where we're doing the camera positioning. Let's copy it, paste it below, and call this the weapon UI. And then we can say, okay, vector 3, this is the image weapon icon, image width, and it's a float. It's no longer a vector 3. Copy, paste, icon, image height. And I think it should be above, and that should be enough. Let's copy this. It's underneath the camera positioning, so let's find the camera positioning area, paste that, copy this UI property, paste and enter. We can duplicate these, make this one the width instead, then copy this again, come underneath camera normal, under the camera, set it to stylized object.find property, paste that and got this, then come underneath again, and this is for the width, this one is for the width, just to make sure, and then copy this again underneath the camera place. Let's say we can draw the property field and the width as well. Hopefully everything's gonna work, but we still haven't modified it, so now what we need to do is quite simple. Use the player UI script, so come in the player UI script, and then here we can see our nice image sizes. So first of all, in the player UI script, we've got the handle weapon UI. We get the reference every update. Is that what we're doing? Well, we need to fix this dirty code first. Well, no, we don't need to because it's going to be modified in real time, so it's okay. But we can actually modify the images, weapon image. So here we have a reference to it. We can also modify the weapon image dot width. Now, what is the name of that field? Let's have a look. A weapon UI, we have text with the weapon icon, and it's direct flat width. So how do you modify this? I'm gonna try some things so you can see that. Find this width and height. So width, I'm not sure. I think this is called the preferred width. So we can set this to the current weapon. Open data. It's giving me an error for some reason. It's only read-only, but we'll find which one is not read-only by doing this, and then find the width again. Transform. What about transform? Rect transform, not transform. Rect transform dot width. What is this? Can I modify it? We need to be able to modify the image size because, or we'll have to make different ones. So let's just see what we can do. Size, just to see what's going to happen. Let's just add current weapon data. Almost done here. Icon image width. Let's see what happens. Should press play now. I hope this becomes 0. Yes, so we did it. However, I did not assign them correctly. I remember that this should go here. Have a comma over here. And I think we've done it. So size of the image. And now we can modify it for each and every one of the weapons. So let's play, and you will see it going down to 0. So we can't see the icon, which is something that you would want to. So let's just add some width and height and keep adding it to it. Looks good. It doesn't look that good here. So setting this to 120 and 60 makes some sense to me, but it's still flat, so 65, 70, and that is better. So let's just divide them by 2, make them into 4, 6, 80. This one can become 50, and then yeah, I think that's good enough. Let's just modify let's tell him to do it in the anchor setting, center. Maybe not, forget it. Okay, just copy this component, play mode and paste the component values. This will anyway be modified on real time. So let's just assign the other icon so it looks not that bad. And that's it. So we've got all the settings done. So what's next? Well, I think it's the end of the video, but one more thing you need to just have a look at is what I just did while I was away, is down here in the look function. Where is it? In the movement look function. So you can see this difference. So basically, just you remember it was a line which was quite long, like it was something like this, and then we're doing a small if. So instead, just do this. And I also did renaming on this one. So it was actually max look up down in air. So I just made it moving all in air. So what this will happen is when we're moving, we will not be able to look directly down at 90 angle, because our feet otherwise are coming into the weapon, which doesn't make any sense. So let's try it out, and we'll clearly see a bug, and you'll see the bug right away. So there's no bug right now, and if we're moving now, you can see how we can't look straight up. So now I think it's pretty good that that's happened, because if you look straight up, you will just fall down, really. How are we gonna actually look down at the things? So let's just turn off this visual first, as we're done with the box cast size. And now let's allow our player to look up at every single time. So instead of mine, it's look at down. So now this is your own choice. So I think that if you're looking to do so, it's your choice. So you can set this directly to flat 90. Now our player will always be able to look up, which isn't bad either. So you can see you can look straight up, straight down right now. If I start moving, it looks like I made a mistake. So this is not supposed to be modified, rather the other one can be made minus 90. So now I think it does make sense to keep this max look up down minus, because yeah, your person can't just walk around while looking up, right up. This is quite a lot of difference, you can see. Right now you can see he's walking like really odd, doesn't look great. So it's your own choice, and whichever one you like more is your wish. I'm gonna go with this normal one, which is modifying it as soon as we start moving. Our player cannot just look up, because that's not possible. He might fall over, you know. So now it moves. You can see it's slightly lower, and we've locked it into different lines. Sit down, you can see 90 angle is good, and when you move, 90 angle is not good, so we've locked it. Alright, so that's good enough for this video. And just save your projects. What you have to do now is make this pistol 92 on your own, because I'm gonna make it myself. So this is your task, just like you made the other rifle weapons. So let's see what you come with next time.